Welcome to the show. I'm Kathy Ireland. Few companies are able to maintain stability for 3 generations, but Laticrete has done even better, turning their family-owned business into a bustling manufacturer of green tile, stone, and flooring installation systems that is respected all over the world. Today, we're talking to Laticrete CEO Patrick Millot and President Ron Nash about what it takes to thrive in a competitive market and what's next for construction technology. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thanks for having us.
Now, Patrick, can you tell us a bit about the history of Laticrete and how you became this worldwide industry leader?
Well, thanks for the question. 65 years ago, Henry Rothberg invented in a garage in Connecticut what will become the revolution of the setting industry for tile and ceramics. I think that's the first reason. And he decided to have all this family embracing this project. So we have David and Henry, his 2 sons, who took over. And now we have the 3rd generation in pipeline. I think the second reason, I think they had very specific value that they wanted to share with all our employees, 2,000 employees across the world. And we have an alignment between this value and our brand promises. The first one is we really want to have innovative system. We want to be the first to innovate. The second one now with the new generation, we really want to have more sustainable solutions. The third one is we care about our contractors. We want to have them to have the best job experience on site. We want them to give us the trust. We offer lifetime warranty. And we also want to make sure that we work in the most demanding applications, in the most beautiful buildings. So we want to enable beauty. So I think, and finally, we are a family business. So our distributor, our contractor, our architects, they are all members of our family. So when I meet someone of this world, I'm so proud when they say, you know what, it's a Laticrete job.
Well, clearly, you've earned the trust of those customers to have a 65-year company grow with that trajectory. That's amazing. And Ron, I mean, it's so incredible to see a family-run business not only stay operational for more than half a century, but to experience such impressive growth. What do you attribute that to?
So I think, first of all, like Patrick said, our values are very important, but even more than that, we grew up in construction. So many of our existing employees and many of our past employees put food on the table by actually doing the work, actually being in the construction.
You were in construction yourself, right?
I was also in construction myself,
so you
that's correct.
Understand,
Yeah, we get it. We understand what their challenges are. We also understand what it's like to make a living in it. So we're obsessed with solving the problems that they have. And that helps us come out with innovative solutions. It helps us design or help them enable their designs and their visions. And it really drives us. We're very close to our customers, and I think that is a real key to surviving that long. If you look at the history of the last 65 years, there was a lot of bumps in the road. So you needed to have people that help you get through, and that's true to this very moment. So it's really a wonderful place to work as far as that goes.
Excellent. And Patrick, you mentioned that understanding that construction industry is by nature very difficult, and that the building industry has an image and reputation of maybe not being modern or technically developed as one might expect. So how does Laticrete really help and improve innovation in the construction industry?
I think you really have a point. I think the image of this industry is to be conservative, mature, a little bit cyclical. Laticrete was built on the contrary, because Henry Rothberg really believed that you could change the game of industry. By the way, the name Laticrete is made of a merger of latex and concrete. And what is behind this is to merge the power of the inorganic chemistry and the flexibility, customization of the organic chemistry with the polymers. So he merged the two and come with something completely new at this time, 65 years ago. And we keep moving. I mean, every 3 to 5 years, we want to be the first to introduce a new innovation system. But I think today now, and I think this is where we are here to get to discuss, is this construction industry is on a journey for a new revolution. And probably with 3 main trends. The first one, we already discussed that, is sustainability. All of us, we are together to make sure that we are building a better planet with better solution. And it's not easy because, as you say, conservative industries sometimes are reluctant to change. Because, by the way, when you make a material, you want to know to do it perfectly right. So changing is always complicated. But sustainability is the first trend. The second one, which is very crucial for me, is we need to engage in a way to engage our customer, our distributor, our architect, contractors in a hybrid model, which is keeping the face-to-face interaction, on-site training, but digital engagement. Because we have a new generation of contractors, and they are very savvy, and they have the hyper choice, but they want to be fed with a lot of content. So in COVID crisis, we had to adjust like you did, you explained to us. We had to initiate more than 20,000 training online in 4 months versus the usual on-site visit we had. So this digital engagement is absolutely crucial for us. And the third one is we are now developing new technologies in a modular industry with 3D printing. So these three avenues are changing the industry. Laticrete want to be part of it as a family with our contractor, architect, designers, and distributors.
And Ron, Patrick mentioned the commitment to green and sustainable products. How is Laticrete incorporating that sustainability into products and solutions?
Yeah, so we believe deeply in environmental stewardship, and stewardship to us is taking care of what we have and really using as much of the materials that are the best available, lowest impact materials we can get our hands on and still accomplish the task. This is a journey. It never will end. We have to continue to look and continue to refine our process. We have made some great advancements though. We have some of the industry's first bio-based epoxies. We're actually made out of plant material. We have a long history of using recycled rubbers and recycled materials in our materials to make it more flexible or those kind of things. But we're always looking at materials that are going to be offset in some way. And we have a strict product development protocol that makes it so that we have to know what the cradle to the grave is for everything that we're doing. And we understand that at this moment, perfection may not be possible, but we need to continue to strive towards that.
To build what you say, every new product we introduce, we have now a sustainability index. We score in every aspect of the product cycle how we measure ourselves.
Yeah, we're really against greenwashing. We want things that we do to be measurable, but yet the bigger part is holistically good. Where we have made massive advances in that by making packaging recyclable and really working to try to recycle the packaging that's out there. That's a big problem for the environment. So we've continued to have this on front of mind, and it's becoming even more important as we look at new technologies and emerging technologies. Some of the future, I think, is very bright as far as that goes. And the construction materials world, especially since the invention of the USGBC or the US Green Building Council, I think we all really took that seriously as a challenge. And the buildings that you're in today are much better and much greener than they were even just 15 years ago. And so being a little part of that is really exciting because we are a company full of people who love the outdoors. We're explorers. Our chairman has climbed tall peaks and he's a massive outdoorsman. We send executives to the North American Outdoor Leadership School. We definitely are connected with nature and it's part of our core. So we want to leave a planet that is better than we showed up at. And I think that's really drives a lot of us. It's not just a postage stamp or something that we put on our website to kind of me too. We really believe in it.
Yeah, no, it's clear, it's who you are. And Ron, as we talked about construction work, it can be really challenging, specifically the physical demands required of the workers. How is Laticrete improving the lives of construction professionals?
Yeah, so one of my favorite things that we're working on right now is a health and safety program that we have. And so this project Health and Safety is a holistic look at the materials that we make and the ergonomics of materials. Even when you're setting tile, it's hard on your body. It's physically hard. People are picking up heavy things and they're moving large objects all day long. So we are continually looking at, can we make our materials lighter? Can we make them easier to use, or can we make multiple step processes into one step versus using 3 products? Can you use 1? You know, we feel that's really important because we want our contractor friends to live long and healthy and productive lives. And if they wear their bodies out or get sick, you know, from the materials, it's very bad.
From dust or VOC.
Dust and VOCs, exactly. So we're really looking at a lot of those. In fact, we have, speaking of dust, you know, recently OSHA has come out with guidelines on respirable silica. And we thought that was a great thing. So we have developed an entire suite of materials that either reduce it entirely, meaning there's no, you know, you don't have to worry about the respirable silica in the product, or we reduce as much as humanly possible so that we can keep that bad dust out of the air and out of our friends' lungs, you know. And so we really take it personally, and it's been very successful for us. You know, I think contractors are a lot more forward thinking than people give them credit, especially the younger ones. They realize that, hey, I've got to take care of my body. I've got to take care of my knees. I got to take care of my hands, because this is how I take care of my family, you know. And it's really fun to work in a company that you know, looks for those problems and designs creative solutions for those issues.
I partner with Laticrete because definitely they're one of the leading manufacturers in their segment. Our customers and our pros at Floor & Decor were asking for that brand. So we said, hey, how can we service them better? So partnering up with Laticrete was definitely a right move for us.
Laticrete provides us with the people and the resources needed to compete in this industry, and removes headaches that we don't have to worry about the products that we're using to install our products for our customers.
We partner with Laticrete because we're a South Florida distributor that's been in business for over 50 years. And so we've been in business with them even longer than that, because our founder of D&B Tile, Dave Yarborough, was in business as a contractor working the Laticrete products. And so we brought them over to the distribution side over 50 years ago. And so I inherited the product, and it's been great to work with them.
We partnered with Laticrete since the day one. My father and my grandfather used Laticrete, and when I came into business, I started using it. It's a great product. It's always worked awesome for us, and we have a great partnership with Laticrete. And customer service is outstanding. We have an issue with a client, they come right down. We call it 7 o'clock at night. They're there the next morning at 7 in the morning. Explain the product, show our people how to use it, and the customer's happy, and our employees installing it are satisfied and know how to use it, and everything works great.
Ron, there's a great need in the world for more housing, especially in developing countries, as well as a real high-level demand for new methods to build faster. So what do you see as the next step for your industry?
Yeah, so I think the construction industry is really ripe for this digitization that's happening. So 3D printing, for example. We are a forward-thinking company, so we've been looking at the opportunity to 3D print buildings for several years, actually. In fact, we make a mortar that you can think of like the ink. Okay, so we don't make the 3D printer, but we make the ink that would go inside the 3D printer, if you think about it like that. And our mortar, our 3D mortar, enables so many great things. Architects can open up their imagination to make shapes with buildings that would be either incredibly expensive or almost impossible to do without it. So that technology opens that up. But when you start thinking about the housing needs, well, you have a way that you can build a house robotically that will help reduce the amount of labor needed in order to build that house. But also the better part is You can build them very efficiently because you can do things that before would be so expensive, almost impossible to pull off for a price point. And when you think about emerging markets where people really, really need housing, it really is exciting when you look at what's happening, especially internationally. The need for housing is just so great. And having the ability to be part of that really is fun. That part's really fun because it's on the cutting edge, and those things are always fun.
Oh, it's fantastic. Patrick, what do you envision for the future of Laticrete?
You know, in 10 years' time, we're 75 years old. If you don't mind to invite us again to celebrate.
Please.
I think we'll be a family business.
Definitely.
And because we have in a pipeline a key young generation, Daniel, Samantha, Rebecca, Simone, and I think we will be maybe on one of these two seats. We don't know. We will be much more double our size, not me personally, I hope, but the company, and in many more continents. But I think we will stick to these values. And I think, I mean, we really want to help to build a better world and to help the life of the people who build it. That's really what we want to do. And I don't know. There will be a new revolution. And we just want to be ahead of it as a company. But it's a beautiful American story. We started 65 years ago in Connecticut.
Yep.
And now we have 2,000 employees across the globe. And the journey will continue. And I'm so happy to be part of it, so honored to be part of it, and with Ron, our friends.
Me too.
And again, thanks a lot for giving us the opportunity to share that.
What a powerful story, and what an amazing business. Congratulations to both of you. Thank you so much for joining us today.
I appreciate it.
Thank you,
Thanks for your
Kathy.
time.
Appreciate
Thanks a lot.
And thank you for watching. I'm Kathy Ireland.